G'day, Linda and Caroline Emile here with a short video to maximise our time today at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to move through this pretty quickly because we have got the time together later today, okay? So we've pieced this together. I'm going to confirm your needs, program overview. I'm going to break down each component very quickly, the primary outcomes you can expect and the investment and fees. And we've left some information about PBD on the back end, okay? Let's dive straight in. So confirming your needs. After listening to the team and you, Caroline, earlier last week, step one would really be about team alignment, okay? The goal that we're hearing from you is the SVP leadership team empowerment. How can they start to make decisions without the need of coming to you both so that you can then go and work on what matters the most and not get stuck in so many decision-making components of the business? So that's ultimately need number two we see as your primary, but the need one is to get the team aligned and communicating at a deeper level and understanding what it means to be a team, okay? Now, the third need there is that sustainable impact. Caroline, thank you for that email with the vision and culture statement. I understand that you built that a year or so ago in an offsite as well, but it hasn't really come to life. So a big part I would imagine that you want out of this workshop and this program is a sustainable impact. And as everything that we do in the training, we will exercise the tool essentially, but then we'll talk about how do you then implement it. That's a huge part of our work. Building teams system, their PBD system is why we're called PBD, okay? So this complexity, and so we talked about this the other day, Caroline. So Linda, just for context, we've come to understand that this chain of command structure is still around, yet we're managing this complex world. Siloed systems of efficiency worked for many years, but now that the internet, this change is basically internet affecting our world. So now a little triangle here who once knew their role inside the context of their team, and that's all that really mattered, worked for many years. Now with the age of internet and information sharing, Triangle can send an email to Circle, but it hit Pentagon, and Pentagon don't even know why they received it. So that complexity has changed a need for siloed systems of efficiency to adaptive people and empowered teams. So now to get that understanding that this structure is going to be required still to manage this complexity, we need cross-departmental and an intentional time together to have cross-departmental conversations and real talk. So really the target for teams today to manage and move through adversity with speed is this ability to communicate throughout the organization. So this shared consciousness is really important, and that is your culture code, the reason why we are a team, the reason why we exist. So this really is kind of the ultimate target for you within your SVP team, okay? So the program overview, 3 components, an initial meeting with you two to get things set up, the workshops with the team, and then an implementation meeting, okay? I'll breathe through these pretty quickly. The awareness of managing expectations meeting is critical. We take you through the components, your expectations from us to you and vice versa. We set you up with your leadership code. It's a takeaway tool that you have to present at the kickoff days, okay? We dive into your report, okay, your insights report, so you understand that. We prepare you for your story exercise, which you're going to present at the kickoff day, as is everyone else, and an opportunity for further questions, okay? That's 75 minutes with you two alone, okay? And then we also talk about whether the PTC is applicable for your team. So we'll talk about that then as well. The workshop, okay, we've broken it down here. We start with an introduction and the check-in exercise, a wonderful tool to use after the workshops. Ruzi's keynote, how big you want to go on sport, Linda, let us know today. We can go real sporty or not sporty at all. Doesn't matter for us. It's what matters most for your team. Dive into the key principles, then we dive into your culture code. We challenge what exists today. Is it relevant to us? And we can bring that to life, or we can create our own new one, okay? We then go into the insights discovery, both as individuals in the context of team, and how do we leverage skill sets, knowing our color framework. Then the end of day one, we do and share the Your Story exercise. This is a brilliant exercise, wonderful way to end the day. Day 2 is all about real talk and implementation. We exercise the team real talk exercise where you'll get feedback from the team. The departments will give each other feedback, and peer-to-peer. We'll have a very strategic approach on how we run those exercises, given how your team is structured, okay? Then a big component is implementation, discussing what are we going to do after this workshop, and you will get the floor to drive home your expectations moving forward, okay? Great day and a half, and we can move through it beautifully in a nice timeline. We don't have to rush things. It'll be a wonderful 1.5 days. Then it's all about implementation, a 90-minute meeting with you two and any other chosen leaders where we present our findings and our recommendations moving forward, okay? Very important part of our work, because this is where the sustainable impact comes into play, all righty? So what you can expect, a deeper understanding, education and awareness of your team members of what it takes and what systems need to be integrated to build a high-performing team. The profiling piece is fantastic for modern-day leaders, and understanding how we can leverage each other's skill sets in the context of team. We want your leaders to be communicating at a deeper level so they can help each other be the best leader for their respective teams and get that cross-communication through the departments, which is point number 3. This is where the work kicks into gear and the team starts to be empowered to make decisions, which is really your primary outcome for this work together, all righty? But again, remembering this is about performance. We come from sports, so this is about making us better. Investment and fees, you've got myself, Ruzi, and Chris throughout pretty much the whole programming, okay? The additional fees are the insight setup and the report fees. Normally, this is just shy of 50K, but we see a big opportunity to work with you and your teams. So we want to offer you that for just under 40K. Of course, additional fees being travel, accommodation, and so forth. All righty. And so then the additional information, you can have a look at that. We've just broken down who we are, the fundamentals, the principles, who we work with. And there's also some feedback at the end from other clients, okay? And there's also some additional information about the insights profiling, okay? So hopefully that's comprehensive enough for now. We'll see you later on today. Cheers.